What if I told you that just $1, yeah, a single buck, could eventually grow into over $1 million? Sounds like clickbait, right? But stay with me. This isn't a lottery ticket. It's not some get-rich-quick scheme. It's something way more powerful. Something that works quietly, steadily behind the scenes. It's called compound interest, and it's one of the greatest financial forces you'll ever meet. Imagine this. You invest $1. It becomes $10. Then $100. Then $1,000. And eventually, if you give it enough time and make a few smart moves along the way, it can snowball into $1,000. No hype, no magic, just math, patience, and consistency. See, the real challenge isn't how much you start with. It's whether you're willing to start and let time do the heavy lifting. Most people underestimate what a few dollars can do when given enough years. They think small amounts don't matter. But compound interest? It loves small amounts, especially when they're left alone to grow. So if you're feeling behind, if you're thinking, I don't make enough to invest, let me be clear. You don't need to be rich to build wealth. You just need to understand this principle and let it work for you. And once you see how it works, you'll never look at money the same way again. All right, so what is compound interest exactly? Why do people call it the snowball of wealth? Let's break it down. Simply, visually, and in a way that actually sticks. How compound interest works, and how it can turn time into your biggest asset. Hello everyone, I'm Loopvest. So, we've mentioned compound interest, but what actually is it? In simple terms, it's interest on your interest. That's it. But don't let the simplicity fool you. Imagine you invest $100. At the end of the year, you earn 10%. That's $10. So now you've got $110. The next year, you earn interest not just on the original $100, but also on that $10 you earned. So now you're earning 10% of $110, which is $11. The year after that, it's $121. Then $133, 10 days. Then $146, $41. And it keeps going. What started as a small snowball is now rolling down a hill and getting bigger with every turn. That's compound interest in action. Not flashy, but incredibly powerful, like a snowball that starts the size of a tennis ball and ends up the size of a car, or a tiny plant that turns into a massive oak tree. The key? Time. Compound interest grows faster the longer you leave it alone, which means the earlier you start, the more time you give it to work its magic. Albert Einstein supposedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, and whether or not he actually said it, he wasn't wrong, because when you combine small, consistent investments with time and compound growth, the results can be mind-blowing. But let's move from theory to reality. How does this work in the real world, with real numbers? Stick around, because next we'll show you exactly how just $100 a month can set you on the path to becoming a millionaire. Real-life numbers, powerful examples, and how starting early changes everything. Okay, we've seen how compound interest works. But here's the part that really blows people's minds. You don't need to be rich to build real wealth. Let's break it down. Imagine you start investing just $100 a month. That's like skipping a few takeout meals or one weekend trip. Now let's say you start at age 20. You stick to it, $100 a month, every month, and earn an 8% average annual return. Fast forward to age 60. You've invested a total of $48,000. But thanks to compound growth, your account could be worth around $350,000 to $500,000 from just $100 a month. Now, what if you upped it to $300 a month? That's still manageable for many people. And suddenly, you're looking at nearly $1 million by retirement. Sounds incredible? It is. But here's the real kicker. What if you wait until age 30 to start? Same $100 per month, same 8% return, But now, your final amount? Only around $150,000 to $250,000. Just a 10-year delay could cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Why? Because time isn't just helpful, it's everything. That's why you hear people say, start early, stay consistent. You don't need to time the market. You just need time in the market. Ready to see just how powerful that compounding effect becomes the longer it's left alone? Why compound interest is called the eighth wonder of the world, and how the last 10 years of growth can eclipse everything that came before. So, why is compound interest so powerful? Let's put it this way. Even Albert Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. And he wasn't joking. The reason compound interest is so magical is because of how it accelerates over time. Think about it like this. In the first 10 years of investing, your money grows a bit. Not bad, but kind of slow. But in the last 10 years, that's when it explodes. Why? Because now you're earning interest on all the interest you've already earned. Picture a staircase. At first, the steps are small, but soon, they get taller and taller until you're climbing a curve, not a line. Let's say you invest steadily for 40 years. In that time, nearly half of your final wealth could come from just the last decade. That's not luck. That's exponential growth. And the best part? This isn't some secret trick only the wealthy use. It's not about having millions of dollars or insider access. It's about patience and consistency. Anyone with a basic income and the discipline to invest regularly can unlock this power. So when you hear someone say, compound interest is boring, just smile. Because while they're chasing quick wins, you're quietly building something massive. $1 at a time. Ready to make it work for you? What are the biggest mistakes that can kill your momentum? And how to avoid them before they happen? Now that you know how powerful compound interest can be, let's talk about how people accidentally kill the magic. Yep, the power of compounding can vanish if you're not careful. Mistake number 1. Pulling your money out too early. Remember, compounding needs time. When you withdraw early, you're basically cutting the snowball in half right before it starts picking up speed. That emergency vacation fund? Yeah, not worth it. Mistake number 2. Inconsistent investing. Skipping months here and there might not feel like a big deal, but over 20 or 30 years, that inconsistency adds up. Think of compound interest like a rhythm. Miss the beat too often, and you lose the music. Mistake number 3. Unrealistic expectations. No, your $1,000 investment isn't going to turn into a mansion overnight. A lot of people get frustrated, chase high-risk, get-rich-quick schemes, and end up losing money. But here's the truth. Consistency beats high returns. Every time. It's not about finding the perfect investment. It's about showing up, again and again, especially when it feels slow. Imagine this like watering a plant. You don't dig it up every week to check the roots. You trust the process, keep watering, and one day, boom, you've got a tree. So if you want compound interest to work its magic, don't interrupt it, don't rush it, and definitely don't give up on it. Stick with it, and the results will blow you away. The final step: how to actually get started and let time do the heavy lifting. So here's the bottom line. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need a finance degree. You don't need to pick the next Amazon. You don't even need a lot of money. What you do need is patience. Because compound interest doesn't reward brilliance. It rewards people who show up, stay consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting. Whether you're starting with $10, $100, or $1,000, just start. You might not feel it right away, but years from now, you'll look back and think, thank God I didn't wait. Remember, the best time to invest was 10 years ago. The second best time? Today. So, take that first step. Open a simple investment account. Set up an automatic contribution. Doesn't matter how small it is. You've already done the hardest part, understanding the power of compounding. Now, it's just about using it. And hey, if this video helped clear things up for you, Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more no-fluff strategies that actually work. I'd love to hear from you too. Drop a comment and tell me, when did you start investing? Or, what's stopping you right now? Let's build a community that grows together, one smart decision at a time. You don't need to be rich to invest, but investing smartly can make you rich. Up next, how to actually build your first portfolio. Step by step, no jargon, just real tools.